Israel-Gaza-Iran War News Live Update. Operations targeting groups backed by Iran are coming soon. After stepping up assaults on Israel last week, Iraqi political and government sources indicate that additional strikes against Iranian-backed militia facilities in Iraq are probable. Houthi forces in Yemen claimed responsibility for Thursday's drone strikes on the port of Haifa. Abdul Malik al-Houthi, their leader, has stated that these attacks will intensify with the support of other Iraqi resistance organizations. The U.S. and Israeli defenses had to intercept numerous others after 2 drones hit targets, according to U.S. officials and the Israeli military. Contemporary weaponry, such as cruise missiles, which have seen increased deployment since May, reportedly provide a greater challenge for air defense systems to neutralize. Sources in Iraq have hinted that particular Iraqi factions will be the targets of impending strikes, but they have refrained from naming the perpetrators. The Israeli military is preparing massive attacks on Iraqi forces backed by Iran, according to Israeli media. According to Israeli media, this warning comes after a surge in rocket assaults on Israel by Iraqi militias in the past few weeks. This has caused some friends in Washington to worry about possible Israeli retribution and escalation in the region. The strikes are an inevitable step in the group's involvement, according to Hussein al-Musawi, spokesman for al-Najaba, a group inside the Islamic resistance in Iraq, who claimed last week that their goal is to raise the price tag of the war in Gaza. According to al-Musawi, they are prepared to launch attacks from anywhere they deem necessary. According to a senior source in the resistance axis who spoke to Reuters, Iran is eager for Iraqi elements to join the regional conflict against Israel, but they are always worried that these factions would make mistakes. An Iraqi coordination framework official warned Sharq al-Awsat that armed groups in the country are likely rebelling against Shiite powers like Iran and Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani over power and influence distribution. This uprising, he made clear, is a regional matter that seeks to counter Shiite influence. But 2 Iraqi sources said that President Joe Biden's proposal to end the Gaza war was behind the recent escalation of Iraqi groups and increased involvement with the Houthi organization in Yemen against Israel. According to their claims, Iran is planning to thwart the plan so it can keep the resistance's lifeline intact and prevent the region from implementing a new political formula. There are current attempts to halt strikes from inside Iraqi territory, according to a high-ranking political source close to al-Sudani's administration, but assurances are difficult to obtain. In Sana'a and other locations across Yemen, the Houthis have kidnapped hundreds of staff, including women, from UN agencies and foreign humanitarian groups. According to sources within the administration and human rights organizations who spoke with Sharq al-Awsat, the recent round of arrests demonstrates the group's broad crackdown on humanitarian work. Sana'a, Haja, Hodeidah, Amran, and Sada were the locations where the Houthis arrested approximately 35 aid workers on Thursday. The arrests have not yet ended and have affected more than 15 employees from various international organizations, including UN offices and the U.S. National Democratic Institute. The Houthi group's security and intelligence service orchestrated the detention of multiple UN and NGO staffers. Arrested include 6 individuals associated with the United Nations Human Rights Office in Sana'a, Hodeidah, and Haja, 3 with the United Nations Humanitarian Affairs Office, and 3 with the U.S. National Democratic Institute. Another UN envoy's office employee reportedly detained in Sana'a. One of the 2 Yemeni laborers detained was stopped on his way to Ib with his family, the other was arrested in the same city. A member of the NGO Deep Root staff, along with his family, is among the other detainees. Some of the activists' and organizations' employees have reportedly gone missing as well. Individuals apprehended are subject to allegations of espionage and torture, and upon trial, they may face the death penalty. According to reports, members of the Houthi security forces secretly searched the beds, phones, and laptops of humanitarian workers as well as their relatives' phones and computers. According to reliable sources, the Houthi group is still actively searching for and apprehending former employees of certain UN and international organizations as part of their ongoing crackdown. Accounting firms that provide services to these groups have also been the focus of the campaign. The Houthis detained 11 local staff members of the U.S. Embassy in Yemen in October 2021 as part of a comparable crackdown. The captives were allegedly American spies, according to Houthi authorities.